Well, howdy partners, it's your old buddy the Reddit Rider, and welcome back to the Reddit Ranch. Why don't y'all come in and sit a spell, 'cause I got some mighty fine tales to tell. Like our first story today, it's about a cowpoke that wants to know if it's okay not to go out on a second date with someone if there is no attraction there. Well now, am I ever glad that not everyone feels that way. I never would have had a second date. Anyway, on with our story.
AITA for not wanting a second date with someone I'm not attracted to. I'm 29, and I recently went on a blind date with someone we'll call Anna, who's 25, which was set up by a friend we'll call Beth. I was a bit hesitant to go on it at first, but eventually figured I'd give it a shot since I've been single for a while now. To my surprise, it didn't end up being anything like the horror stories you always hear about blind dates. In fact, I actually got along quite well with her. We had very similar interests, similar sense of humor, but there was just one problem. I wasn't attracted to her at all. If anyone's curious, Anna is probably the most masculine presenting straight woman I've ever met. I would have mistaken her for a boy if I didn't know she was a woman. She also talked about how she doesn't shave her body hair. I'm not one of those dudes who has a problem with women being that way. I just couldn't see myself being in a romantic relationship with one of them. The next day Beth let me know that Anna had a great time and wanted to see me again. I told her that I had a good time as well, but I could only see myself hanging out with Anna as a friend. Beth questioned why and correctly guessed because Anna isn't traditionally feminine at all. I didn't explicitly confirm or deny but just stayed silent. I guess she took this as an admission. Beth then berated me and said that I was a sexist pig for upholding gender norms and enforcing unrealistic beauty standards on women, and how Anna has struggled with men her whole life because she is the way she is. Beth said that she told Anna how great of a guy I was but that I'm just like all the other crappy men out there. I feel bad because I don't think Anna is a bad person and I truly do think she deserves to be with a man who will make her happy. I just don't think I'm that man, and I wouldn't want to lead her on. And before anyone asks, I did not see any pictures of her before agreeing to go on the date.
Well partner, I don't reckon y'all's a sidewinder. I mean, most people have a criteria for a potential mate. They may not want to admit it, but they do. If y'all don't think there is, or ever will be, anything there between you two, then no, don't bother with a second date. That should be completely y'all's choice. Now on to your friend. I don't know what she's talking about. I mean, how can she make such a leap as to call you sexist just because y'alls ain't attracted to Anna? Would she rather y'all start to date her and live a lie? Just because you're not attracted to someone doesn't make you a sexist. I mean, women do it all the time too. After all, how many of them have a height requirement? Well partners, what do y'all think? Should he have given it more time to see if he starts to feel any attraction? Or do you think it would be better just to not pursue it so that he doesn't risk leading her on? Have any of you ever experienced such a thing? Please, let me know in the comments. Our next tale is from a little lady that is absolutely against her daughter pursuing a modeling career.
AITA for not letting my daughter pursue modeling? I have a daughter who's 18 and a son who's 15. My daughter was scouted by a modeling agency when she was 15. Since then, she has been doing modeling jobs, including local ads and even fashion shows. She has walked in shows in New York and Paris. The money is minimal, but my husband and I put it all into a savings account for her college tuition. When she was a kid, she always wanted to be a software developer like her dad. She had stellar grades in high school math, physics, and in April was accepted into a prestigious computer science undergraduate program at a great university. We were all overjoyed for her. She accepted the offer and everything. Today, she told me and my husband that she wanted to defer admission for a year and focus on modeling. Her agency has been pressuring her to relocate to New York City because there are more opportunities/jobs there. I was adamant that she enter school in September instead of moving to NYC to model. I told her she would be wasting a year of her life when she could be spending her time getting her degree. She argued with us further and said that now she's 18, she will use her savings to move to New York. I told her those savings were for her college tuition, not for her to waste paying thousands in rent and accomplishing nothing. She said, "It's not like you guys can't afford to pay for my tuition yourselves." My husband thinks we should let her do it and start school next year. I am strictly against it. I think it will be a waste of her life, and most importantly, I will worry for her safety. She is 18 but still so naive. AITA for putting my foot down on this matter?
So ma'am, y'all's daughter is beautiful and smart. Gee, I thought I was the only one. But I ain't gonna call y'all a sidewinder, because I do truly believe your heart is in the right place. But with that being said, I reckon you should allow her to do it. I mean, youngings taking a year off to work before college isn't exactly unheard of. And a model in NYC can make good money, so she would be able to make back her tuition money before long. When it comes to the danger aspect of NYC, just tell her to call home several times a day so you can make sure she's safe. Keep in mind, if you out and out refuse to allow her to do this, it could cause her to resent you. Well, what do y'all reckon she should do, partners? Should she let her daughter do it or not? What would you do if you were her? Please, share y'all's thoughts with the class. Next we have a story by a love-struck young man who is all set to marry his one true love, but there is only one thing that stands in his way, his mother-in-law being as big of a pain in the rump as she is.
Need advice around a controlling and mean future mother-in-law. I'm 24, and I am staying with my fiancé's family for 5 nights. Her father is a wonderful man and is a genuinely pleasant person to be around. Her mother is a complete nightmare and I dread spending time with her. My fiancé is in intense therapy to treat a plethora of mental health issues directly caused by being raised by her mother. Multiple therapists have described her mother as a narcissistic abuser, but my fiancé will not cut her off since she is convinced she'll never see her father again. Here's the problem: I have now been with her for enough time where we are spending long periods of time at her parents' house. They are extremely demanding of our time, and when I stay there I get almost zero alone time, which is so hard for me since I am a huge introvert. Her mom talks about me behind my back to both her husband and my fiancé, who tells me how my completely normal actions are making her mad. Today, my fiancé needed to run errands with her dad, and when I said I was bored and asked if I could tag along, she told me her mom would be mad if she was left at the house alone. There was nothing stopping her mom from also coming along. I got angry because I truly understand why my fiancé wants to keep her dad in her life, but I didn't agree to also be treated badly by her mother, and I am frustrated that I needed to stay here alone with her mother just to keep her from being upset. What can I do here? Any boundaries that could help me or make me feel more comfortable would just make her mom more angry, so I don't set them. I've to this day never left my fiancé alone at home with just my parents. I really don't know how to agree to spend my life with this woman if it also means I need to placate her mother for the rest of my life.
Well, partner, it sounds like y'all have some really tough decisions to make. All I can suggest is for either you, your fiancé, or both of you try to get some alone time with your future father-in-law and discuss it with him. Tell him that you and his daughter want to go no contact with his wife, but that you two don't want to lose contact with him. Maybe he'll be able to do something. Failing that, then, unfortunately, that'll only leave you with one choice to make. Do you marry your fiancé, and live with being mistreated by your future mother-in-law? Or not marry your fiancé at all? Good luck. Okay, partners, tell me what y'all think. Should he just tough it out? Should he try to talk to his future father-in-law? Or do you think it would be a better idea just to call off the wedding? What would y'all do if you were him? Our last story is about a little filly that told her deadbeat of a boyfriend that she won't be giving him a child until he takes care of the children he already has.
AITA for telling my boyfriend I would never give him a kid because he doesn't take care of his own. I'm 21, and I have been dating my 29-year-old boyfriend for almost 4 months. I recently got pregnant. I didn't even know I was pregnant until I lost the baby, which brought us up in the topic about when would I want to start having kids, hypothetical he claims. You see, my boyfriend has 4 kids from 3 different baby mamas. The oldest being 8 and the youngest being 2. He is always late or short on child support and barely sees his kids. He only sees 2 of his children that lives around here only every few months. Those are the only 2 I have met, and he's only seen them twice while we've been together. The other 3 he hasn't seen in almost a year. I told him first to worry about the 4 kids he already has, before thinking of that, jokingly. He got all serious and is like, "What do you mean?" and saying how I'm different and I would help him stay around. I got a little annoyed by this comment and straight up said I would never give him a kid because he don't take care of his own. He got really angry about this and said how dare I say that to him, and that I have no kids, so I don't understand, and how I'm not supposed to judge him. He left my house and hasn't returned my calls. I honestly feel like I dodged a bullet. AITA?
No ma'am, y'all ain't a sidewinder, and I'd say y'all dodged a bullet, and how? Nothing says marriage material like being a deadbeat dad. I am truly sorry that you lost y'all's baby though, but I'm fairly sure that if you did have that child, he would have left you just like the others. He's what my wife calls a real Johnny Appleseed. He spreads his seed then moves on down the road, then, to top it off, gaslights the woman by saying that they weren't able to keep him around. And all y'all did was tell him that it's time for him to plumb grow up and be a man, which ain't too much to ask of anyone. Wow, hasn't this guy ever heard of no glove no love? Anyway partners, what do y'all reckon? Was she in the right, or do you think she was being mean, and he was right to be angry? Let me know in the comments. Well partners, I do plumb reckon that it's time for this good old boy to ride off into the sunset. But if y'all enjoyed y'all's time at the Reddit Ranch, then I'd thank y'all kindly to hit like and subscribe. It'll really make this old cowboy smile. Until the next time we meet, adios.